Hello and welcome to Loppy Loves Eco. If you haven't been here before, my name is Lauren and on this channel I talk about sustainability and eco-friendly living on a budget. In today's video I am going to list 18 ways that you can save money and help the environment in preparation for the upcoming recession. My first tip would be to try and replace your single-use items with reusables as soon as possible, if you can. And you can replace things like tissues with handkerchiefs, disposable napkins and paper towels with cloth napkins or cloths, things like period products with a menstrual cup and reusable cloth pads or period pants. And for things like napkins and cloths, you can make those things at home from items you already have. You can literally just cut up old t-shirts that you're going to get rid of and use those as cloths and wash them and reuse them, they'll be fine. And for handkerchiefs, I actually make my own from my old checkered shirts. I always buy 100% cotton shirts, second hand. I wear them until they're falling apart, then I will cut them up and hem the edges. You can look on YouTube for a simple sewing tutorial if you don't already know how to sew, and make your own items. And then that's just a little bit of money you can save on those things. Next, you can make your own cleaning products at home. When I was growing up, the main cleaning products we used to use were lemon juice, white vinegar and baking soda, and I still use those to clean my home. I do also use a few eco-friendly cleaning products. You can also make your own citrus scented cleaner if you have a glass bottle, and it has to be glass. A glass spray bottle filled with white vinegar, and put in your old citrus rinds and citrus peels into that bottle and leave it for a few weeks for the citrus rinds to infuse, and you have a citrus scented surface cleaner. Swapping. If you don't know anything about swapping, you can check out my video here. But if you are decluttering your house anyway, you can use those items to swap for things you need, such as food or cleaning products, toilet paper, whatever you need, you can swap for. You can even swap for gifts for people for Christmas and birthdays. A good thing would be to swap for plants if you can, or plant cuttings, because you can grow those, and give them as gifts. But they are also good bartering currency. A lot of people want houseplants and they don't want to pay for them, so if you can get those in a swap for free, maybe buy a little bit of potting soil or try to trade for it if you can. You can normally get plant pots for free. But that can be a good bartering tool, is some houseplants, especially if you get some like sought after ones which people don't really want to pay for or are a little bit difficult to find. They're always a good currency to have. If you live in a country where you have a bottle recycling scheme where you can get a little bit of money back for each bottle that you take to the bottle bank, use that system. Save your own bottles. You can go litter picking and get some bottles off the street, or you could just ask around your friends and family. If they don't want to take their bottles to the bottle bank, you can just ask them to save their bottles for you, and you can go and get a little bit of money back for those bottles. Just try to go one step further back in many things. So a good example of this would be if you buy a takeaway pizza every week, one step back would be to buy a frozen pizza and cook it yourself at home to save some money. A step back from that would be to buy the pizza base and the pizza sauce and the cheese and put your own pizza together. Another step further back from that would be to make your own pizza base from scratch and make your own pizza, and it just goes on and on and on, like all the way back to like growing your own vegetables, making your own cheese, making your own pizza sauce. But you can apply this concept to many things in your life. If you don't already cook your own meals at home, learn to cook just one dish and master that dish, cook it a few times over, and then try to find another dish that you can make that uses similar ingredients. So then you can cook that dish one night and then the next night use any leftover ingredients to make another dish, and just keep learning like that until you've got a good range of dishes that you can make. Finish what you already own first. Use products up. You do not need to hoard like 12 bottles of shampoo. Just try to use what you already have before you buy something new. See if you can find any free trials of shampoo bars or soap bars, conditioner. Just look for free samples of those more eco-friendly products so that you can try them before you buy them and save a little bit of money in the process. Just learn to live with less. In these modern times, we generally own a hell of a lot of things that we don't actually need. So take a look around and see if there's anything that you could get rid of, and swap it or sell it. And then just see if you feel a difference in your life. The chances are, with like a less cluttered home, you'll actually feel better in yourself anyway, and you'll realise that you don't need to keep buying things to be happy. Next is about saving energy on heating. So wash your clothes on a cooler temperature if you don't already. The detergent will get your clothes clean. Obviously this doesn't apply to like towels and bed sheets, they should be washed on a higher temperature, but for your clothing, it's okay to wash them on a cooler temperature. And likewise, try turning your heating down by 1 degree and leave it 24 hours, see if you notice the difference. If you're okay, turn it down another 1 degree, wait 24 hours, see if you notice the difference, and try to get your heating down to the lowest temperature that you can tolerate in your home. And also make sure you're using draft excluders, thick curtains, things that keep the heat inside your home. If you live in a mild climate, of course. If you live in a hot climate, you know, you want to try and get your house as cool as possible. Look for a free or cheap second-hand soda stream if you don't already own one, and if you are someone who drinks a lot of fizzy drinks. So just look for one of those and make your own sparkling water to add flavourings to. And then you have your own fizzy pop you have made yourself at home. You can even get the branded soda stream flavourings like 7-Up, I think Pepsi, like there's different things that you can have. And you could probably even get the soda stream flavourings like on eBay if someone is getting rid of some that they don't have, or in a swap. You never know. So if you do drink a lot of fizzy pop, considering switching to a soda stream to make your own at home. Eat more plant-based meals. Even if it's just one meal a week that you eat that has no meat or fish in it, it will probably save you some money. I'm vegetarian, but my boyfriend is a meat eater, and a lot of our grocery bills does go on the meat. It is generally more expensive than the products that I buy. So even if you just have one meal a week that is plant-based, that might save you a bit of money in the long run. If you are leaving your home and you'll be out for a few hours, bring a bottle of water and a snack with you from home. Not only will this save you having to buy something in single-use packaging, disposable packaging when you're out, it will just save you money anyway because the water from your tap is free if you live somewhere where you can drink the tap water. And if you make a sandwich or something, that's not going to cost you a lot of money compared to buying a ready-made sandwich in a supermarket. If you don't like the taste of tap water, consider buying a water filter and see if that improves the taste of the water. Bring reusable bags with you to the supermarket. Try to remember. I normally like to keep these little tiny ones that pack down into a really small package and just keep them in my pocket, or if you have a car you can keep them in the glove compartment of your car, but try to remember to bring them with you, and the more you remember, the more it becomes a habit and you won't forget them. And the amount of money that you save might seem insignificant, but I don't remember the price in the UK, but when I left it was 10p a bag. It's probably gone up a little bit by then, maybe it's 20p now. But if you were using like 3 or 4 bags for each shopping trip, you could use that little bit of change to like buy an extra tin of beans, or, you know, just buy something extra, or just save it. And it will build up over the course of a year. Learn what foods can be foraged in your local area. We are getting into autumn now, and here and in the UK there will be a lot of berries that can be foraged, and a lot of soft fruit. But see if you can learn what things are edible in your local area, and if you aren't sure and you don't trust yourself to look at the information online, obviously you don't want to poison yourself with any poison mushrooms or poison berries or anything, see if you can find someone in your area that is willing to go out with you and help you. Just identify some things for maybe 1 or 2 trips and then go about it by yourself. If you do have single-use items, just try to reuse them a few more times. When I was younger and I couldn't afford a water bottle, like a reusable water bottle, I used to just reuse the same plastic bottle over and over again until it fell apart, basically. And I also currently, still, even though I have the money to buy things, I love to save plastic ice cream containers and use them as lunch boxes or to store leftovers. I actually prefer using the ice cream boxes over my glass, like, fancy, not cheap, lunch boxes. Cook with residual heat. You do not need to wait for the oven to get to a certain temperature before you put your food in there. I just put the food in and then turn the oven on, and you know, that 5 minutes it takes the oven to heat up, or however long it takes the oven to heat up, you can still use that to warm the food and to start the process of cooking. And also you can turn the oven off 5 minutes before the food is ready, but don't open the oven door and just let it cook in the residual heat. You can also use this method to slow cook meals like stews and casseroles. It's a method of like bringing the food up to a rolling boil for like 10 minutes or 15-20 minutes, and then turning the heat off and wrapping the pan with the lid on in loads of like blankets and just loads of layers of insulation, and leaving it for a few hours, and it will still cook the food because the heat retains inside all of that insulation. And finally, if you have houseplants or a garden, save any wastewater to water those plants with. So if you have to wait a couple of minutes for your shower to get up to temperature, put a bucket in the bottom of the shower and save all of that water that you're going to waste otherwise, and water your plants with those. What I often do is I always have glasses of water everywhere. It's a good example. I have one right here that's been here for a couple of days. I use the water that I don't drink to water my houseplants. It just saves a little bit of money, and it is better for the environment to use that water and not just waste it throwing it down the drain. Okay, so that was my list of ways that you can save a little bit of money and the environment during the next recession. Please like this video and comment below what your thoughts on this are. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post videos every Sunday about sustainable living on a budget. Have a lovely week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.